Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother Canada updates and spoilers. Ow, did you hear that? Our house guest of the day is Jeanette Howard. I just broke my neck. What's up? Jeanette, I hope you're having an awesome day. Thanks so much for your support. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, I'm going to be real with y'all. Yesterday was not very feeds friendly, but don't close out the window yet because we got a lot of crap to break down right now. In that little time that the feeds were on, we got some stuff. Okay, so first they were down for like 4 or 5 hours. Don't know why. When they came back, the house guests got some pizza. The have-nots were also allowed to enjoy. I would assume they had some sort of task or something, and that's why they got the reward pizza, but maybe Big Brother was just like, you know what, we're giving you some pizza, enjoy. Maybe it's a sponsor, I don't know. But then the feeds went down again for another hour and a half. But then when they came back, Ika was bathing in the HOH tub. She's talking about the vote with Dimitri's, and she's like, you know what, Netta's being a really poor sport. And they're tired of everything going her way. And then Ika's like, maybe we should change it up. Gary and Dre would both go after Netta, but Dre would probably target Bruno and Kevin first. So, like, maybe we should keep Gary. So then she was trying to explain, like, why it would be good to keep Gary. He's going after Netta, and, you know, he's going to go after her right away. He's a strong competitor. Yeah, we know. He's really good in competitions. And she's also like, he would be a really big target in front of us. Hello, meat shield. So Dimitri's is like, I don't know. Timing is wrong. Like, is it really the best time to go against the 6 right now? Probably not. It's too early for that. Helen. So he's like, if we turn on the 6 now, we're going to be cut off from them. They're going to scoop up Dylan and Emily and target us. Dylan and Emily have been scooped eons and eons ago. Like, it's done. But he doesn't realize that. Yeah, so then Ika's like, well, we could always just, like, lie and say that we thought it was backwards week and like you voted out Dre because you thought that that would mean that she would actually stay. And Dimitri's is still like, I don't know. And Ika brings up a good point. All of the entertaining people are leaving. We're gonna be left here with the dry toast people. I mean, Dre is very entertaining as well, but Gary is like on another level. But it does suck that one of them is gonna be leaving this week because they are very entertaining, both of them. So then, a little while later, Gary joins Ika in the tub. Gary was wearing, like, a freaking thong and, like, this mesh top. I don't know. It was a lot. But again, he's not a dry toast person. So it was a tight squeeze in that tub. It would have been tight just with him in it because he's like 6'3" or whatever. But the two of them in there together, at first it was like, like they had to play some freaking Tetris to get in there comfortably. So they talk more about Netta being rude. I don't know if like something happened while the feeds were down or what. But a lot of people have been saying like, oh, she's so like snippy and blah, blah, blah. So then, this wasn't really a game chat. They were mostly just teaching Dimitri's some of their lingo because at one point they said that Netta really like showed her ass, like with her rudeness, and Dimitri's was like, she showed her ass? And they were like, no, oh my god, it means she showed who she really is. So then, you know, they were going over like tea and shade and like when you drag someone, don't come at me, things like that. So they were going through all that. Meanwhile, we've got Emily and Dylan being disgusting in the backyard. Oh my god. Alright. So, these two licked a bunch of candies and put them back in the container. And apparently Dylan even rubbed some on his freaking junk. Yeah. It's gross. So then Dimitri's comes over to them in the backyard and he was like telling them about his language lesson with Ika and Gary, and they're like, oh, that's so fun, haha. And then they're like encouraging, and not just encouraging, like demanding Dimitri's eat these candies, and he doesn't know like where they've been. So they're throwing them to him so he can catch them in his mouth. Emily is like going like this. Whenever Dimitri's is turned away, she's picking one up, going like, and then throwing it to him. It was so disgusting. And at one point, one like fell on the ground. And he was like, ew, it fell on the ground. They're like, eat it, blah, blah, blah. So he does, and he's like, that one was a little wet. And they're just like freaking laughing their heads off. And Dimitri's is just like, what's so funny? Like, it's not that funny. So then they're trying to get other people to eat them. They refuse. Then Jackie came over, and when she walked away, they like licked the Doritos that she was eating. I don't think she ate the licked ones, so that's good for her. But they did try to get Karen to eat them, and Karen's just like, no. Feck off. Not really. But you know how Karen talks. Alright, so that was really freaking disgusting. So the feeds cut not long after that. Not because they were in trouble, but the feeds were down all damn night. Nearly 12 hours. Because guess what? Big Brother gave them alcohol, and we didn't get to see it. Yeah. Big Brother Canada is notorious for that. But anyway, it sounds like the have-nots got to enjoy, and not only did they get to drink the alcohol, but they got to sleep in real beds instead of in the have-not room. And it sounds like everybody got to watch a TV show as well. I guess they had some sort of screening. I don't know what show it was, but okay. So then this morning, we find out that we missed some freaking drama last night. This always happens. This always happens. We may never know the true story of what happened here, but we've been able to piece it together here. So it sounds like some words were exchanged between Netta and Emily. Whoa, those two were supposed to be getting really close. But anyway, here's the situation, the setup here. Dylan and Netta share a bed. I guess just because he's like really big and she's really small. So it just works. So Netta's trying to sleep. She's got her face mask on. And then you've got Emily, who is in Jackie's bed. And apparently Dylan and Emily were like doing all these crazy shenanigans while Netta's trying to sleep. They're like, like talking over her, like doing all these high fives or whatever over her sleeping body. And Netta can't see what's going on because she's got her face mask on. She's just like, what the F is going on? Like, she tells them after a while, like, please be quiet. It's really annoying. And they don't. So then a little while later, Netta asks Emily, like, why don't you just share the bed with Dylan? Like, let's freaking switch here. And Emily's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So then they go back and forth a few times. Kevin tries to intervene and switch with Netta. It doesn't work. He can't fit in the bed with Dylan. And then eventually, you know, Netta asks her again. Or I don't think she asked her. I think she told her. She was like, you effing switch with me right now. And Emily's like, no. That's against my morals because Dylan has a girlfriend. So then Netta made some sort of comment like, F your morals. Like, you guys are cuddling and stuff all day. What's the difference here? Like, it really doesn't matter. And Emily just like left in a huff and she slept in the freaking have-not cave. Woo! So she was all upset this morning. She was telling everybody what happened. You know, there's like a million sides to every story. Netta was telling Ika about what happened, and she's pissed because she thought it seemed like Emily was insinuating that Netta doesn't have morals. That's kind of what it sounded like, but also Emily was upset because she felt really embarrassed that Netta was like calling her out in front of the whole room too. There's hurt feelings on both sides here. Side note, Netta mentioned that production like assigned her to that bed in the first week. Like, what? There's assigned beds? What's going on here? I don't understand. I'd like to hear more about that. But anyway, Ika is like, Emily is getting way too comfortable in this house with Dylan protecting her. Well, we know that Ika does not like Emily anyway. So then Netta and Dimitri's were talking about the vote. Let's get back to the game for a minute. So we know that Netta wants Gary out. So she's saying like, Gary's really good at competitions. He also has a huge fan base outside of the house, so if there's any other candidates' votes, there's a good chance that they're going to help him out, which is just really rich coming from the girl who got the first candidate's vote. If I were her, I don't know if I would be campaigning along those lines because there's a good chance that she would get another helping hand from Canada. But Dimitri's is like, yeah, I can't really think of a reason to keep Gary. He's just not good for my game. No! Alright, so Karen was having a really rough time today. She was crying. She was talking to Emily about it, and she's just like, I don't know if I want to be here anymore. I don't grovel. I don't beg. It's so humiliating being dirt under other people's feet. What? What is going on? This is exactly what Kevin was talking about the other day. Karen, like, inserts herself into these situations that she's not involved in. she is not really a target right now, but she seems to think that she is, and it's just a lot. You know how Karen gets. So Emily is trying to comfort her, give her a pep talk. Okay. Alright, so then Gary, he's putting in the work. He was campaigning to Dimitri's today after some coaching from Ika about like what strategy he should use here. So he's telling Demetrius, I'm stronger than Dre. I'm loyal to you. You know, Dre is very close to William. She's always going to pick him before you guys. I don't have that kind of person. So, like, I'm on your team, which is a good point. And then Demetrius is like, well, there's pros and cons both ways. So Gary's like, wow, that kind of hurts to hear. He brings up how in the first week, he was totally on board to keep Demetrius. He didn't waver there at all. But Dre and William were freaking swayable. Alright, but don't you remember that clip, like, when they were all freaking out right before the vote, and Gary was just like, we're keeping Mark. Remember that? Yeah. Alright, so then Gary is like, I think I can pull in William if Dre goes, because that is a concern for Demetrius as well. If Dre goes, he feels like he's going to also lose William. But Gary's like, no, I think I can pull him in. And then he also suggests maybe William could drag Jackie back to their side, because she's kind of flip-flopping right now, but if they can get William, maybe they can get Jackie too and have enough numbers to go after that group. P.S. While we're on the topic of Jackie here, she's got like this cheat sheet that everybody's talking about right now, and apparently it's like a paper towel with like macaroni and stuff glued to it. It's a real elementary school art project. But apparently she's allowed to have it. I don't know. Netta got her like henna pen taken away. Gary got his nail polish taken away. But she's allowed to make these freaking macaroni charts. I don't know. So anyway, just throwing that out there. Demetrius does not give Gary a solid answer of what he's doing. Very sus, right? I think it's a pretty clear answer to Gary. But anyway, we've got 2 days left until eviction. You never know. Anything could happen. So leave it in the comments what you guys think. And until tomorrow, much love.